Hello, you got me. Yeah, open this twice. Ooga. My head hurts quite a bit. Very bad. Boo, boo, boo. Hello, you got me. If you want to lock in, you probably shouldn't be distracted by the stream. Oh my god. No, it's my bad sleep schedule. My body, I think, probably doesn't really know when to wake up or when to sleep. Ouch. When I take the nap, it gets... my mind is still really active most of the time. I have very weird dreams and I always wake up with a headache. Usually it goes away after a while. Today is taking a really long time. Alright, man, you got me all the best. Yeah, don't worry about it. You got me? Thank you. All the best, man. It's not reacting. What? Wait, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh my god. That was why I wasn't reacting. I was looking at the wrong set of layers. Okay. Gotta try and make this better somehow today. I'll start off with the characters because that's the main thing that it's not done yet. I'll just autopilot this. Primarily stick to 2 colors for each part, and then we'll reconvene and see what's up afterwards. Yeah, I suppose. Looking at this now, I think the first thing that came to mind is I should have planned it with 2 colors when I did the original setup. This way, at least I have a shadow color that I can immediately work off of. And having two colors taken care of, the two biggest blocks taken care of, which means that the vibes are less likely to get screwed up at this stage here, because I already have accounted for that. Even if we add more colors now, beyond the two, it's gonna have minimal impact, since it's not gonna have as much area for sure. So as of right now, like currently, we need the shadow color, and then the shadow color, I'm a little bit worried that it might get too dark, but there's also not much I can do now. I think I could go back to the other one and tune it. I suppose I could do that actually. I could do that. But then I think I'm just gonna go ahead and paint for now. If things get too dark or too bright, we can just do adjustment layers later in order to go and fix it that way. I don't want to get too stuck on the process again. Right? We've already started painting, let's just continue to paint here. And I'm gonna primarily stick to something really flat, I think. It's best we get comfortable with the process first before I try to do anything too fancy here. What that means is that basically most of the sort of weight that I'm gonna place in terms of whether if this is considered a success or not is primarily gonna be comp and colors, which we've already done. I think we're already okay in that regard. The rendering is gonna take some time to sort out, so I don't want to place too much hope on it. Especially now with today's condition. I feel very sluggish. My thought process feels pretty slow. Reaction time's kind of slow. Slightly concerning, but it is what it is at this point here. Let's just get this done. I do need the inner ear color as well, but get that in a bit. Just get two shapes, one light, one shadow for every single part here. Then I want to see where we are at after that is done. Oof. Okay. Hello, George. Yellow, yellow, yellow. What? Actually, I'm gonna take out the reference here. I'm not even looking at the reference. I'm just gonna go autopilot here for a little bit. Not sure what you're talking about, George, but given the current political climate, that can be construed as something a little bit too sensitive, I think. I wanna be a little careful with that. Come on. head hurts. Poo poo farts, man. I wonder how's everyone liking the 6-7 counter. It's still hosted on my computer, so when I go to bed, it should turn off. Except I don't turn on my computer on the weekends. It'll be up for a bit. The counter is literally just a text file that the script is writing to. It's kind of ghetto. But if it works, right? What's the winner gonna get? No one's gonna get anything. Maybe timeouts. maybe timeouts. You wanna give timeouts? What do you think, George? What do you think people should get? Also, currently, this is only counting from the moment the bot started up, right? I can go and scrape all of the messages you guys have ever sent for 6-7s and consolidate the count that way. We can even make it so that if you repeat 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, it will count as multiple iterations. It would just take a long time to parse because there's I don't know, it's probably a good amount, like 100,000 messages in the chat. Yeah, like 6-7, 6-7, 6. They mentioned that the digit is 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, right? That's 4 sets. So that will count as 4. Does my subtitles suck? Oh my god, it's so stupid. We could do that. Yeah. Thanks, George. You're giving me a lot of a lot of pings in the moderator only channel. Yes, I'm painting the hair and the tail now for like, I'm not sure how many times this is, but definitely not enough, right? But like, slowly some things are starting to sort of become a little bit clearer as to how it might work. Like, yeah, I mean, like my whole sort of shtick originally was to break down everything into something that's more structured, right? More formularized. That if you want to draw something like this artist, you just do this thing. But I'm getting why it's so hard that people cannot really switch styles that easily. It is because it's really hard to verbalize that setup. Because even right now as I'm painting, my mind is completely empty. And the only decision making is, does this look good? And then it just comes down to, hey, I have seen patterns like this before and I liked it. And it isn't like in my active memory, so I can't really remember this before I drew it. But as I draw it, I'm like, oh, this looks really pretty nice. I guess we'll just go with that. And then if you ask me necessarily why that is that way, I don't really have an answer. You could break it down in like, hey, there's like a bundle of fur here and a bundle of fur there. But I don't believe people are that active in terms of painting. They probably are just going autopilot anyways, right? That's why people say that the rendering is the easiest stage, because it's just about putting all the forms in. Yeah, well, what did you see, George? Just go ahead and send it, it's fine. I know I'm talking about some shit. Just ignore it and you can just send it, it's fine. And now there's this middle shade of grayish sort of hue here that I didn't plan for, but it's kind of here and kind of works, I suppose. Yeah, the evaluation is just an ongoing evaluation. Let's see. There's no special keys to run. No special setups. No, the controls are still offline. It's just an automated sequence here. Oh my god. Is this too loud? About appeal and objectively good in the video, they talk about endless possibility of nodes and decision making on how to get there in the final set and why art so hard and open-ended. I see. Yeah, like it's it's a very interesting journey for sure. It really depends on why you're drawing. I feel like if you're just really truly drawing for fun and you're having fun every step, you probably maybe wouldn't really necessarily get this deep, but because there's so many things riding on this for me, every single time I do something, there's a lot of thought that go through my mind. It's like always the same question, you know, if this is the right way to do it, if this is the best way to do it, if this is what I should be doing, should I do something else? Right, yeah, sorry, my involvement in the server, even if people send really good stuff, mine is really just memes and 6-7 bots. Show. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing out a lot of good stuff, but at the same time, I just don't really want to watch anything. Six, 7 bots kind of stupid. It doesn't really provide any value besides like, but how do I say this? Like, I think the idea of it is fine, right? It's not like, oh, it's a brain rot bot, so it sucks. It's not like that exactly. It's just that as an experience for you guys, it really is just 667, it responds every 30 seconds. That's it. There's nothing else to it, and I think that's why it sucks. There should be more, I say. But what more though is the thing. What else can I do with it? That D-side space hair here. Set a bit more. Yeah, we could. We do have to. I have to think about some of the implications, though, because some of the ideas might lead to a little bit too much chaos. Like you can, for example, check how many 6-7s a person has set in the past week and crown them the 6-7 king for the current week, right? But I will have to turn off the bot's response so that it doesn't overwhelm the chat. Right now it's actually a little bit spammy, I still feel. The 30-second cooldown is there, but it's still kind of spammy. So I have to think about that. Like any idea, I have to send it through the old noggin and figure out if it's a good idea or not. What the implications might be. But yeah, otherwise, This is like the one thing that I can do for you guys, to maybe add a bot that you guys can have fun with. I mean, that was what I wanted right in the beginning. I wanted a chat bot that people can chat and have fun with while I just draw. Yeah, I haven't been very good at being very what's the word? What is the word in English actually? Taking action, I guess. I should seriously consider turning Fae into a live 2D model here. I should seriously consider, because it's gonna take a long time for it to get up and going. I keep saying this, but then once the stream goes off, I just get so turned off. My brain is just like that. We can get Faye a model, get her moving, give her a little bit of a brain, hook her up to the chat. We can chat with you guys. Yeah. Ah, shit, my leg fell asleep. Holy shit. Oh, it's so numb, dude. Oh my god. Jelly legs. Beans. Yeah, it's just not enough time, man. Like, there's so many things that I want to do. There's not enough time to get everything done. Not enough energy, I guess, primarily. Hello, Dodo. Aren't you supposed to be on a boat? You're not on the boat, are you, right now? Are you connecting from the boat? I mean, I imagine modern cruise ships should have internet connection. You what? That's great. That's great. 800 USD. If you're a friend. Is this friend still with us? Did you remove her from the picture? And oh, you only got a third? I see. Next time you should do this one simple trick and earn 100% of it. That's nice, I mean. A bingo card, huh? What simple trick? I don't know, maybe push her overboard? Oh man, I'm pretty sure people have killed for less. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Wait, bingo, right? You're talking about bingo? Okay, I don't know what a bingo card is now that I think about it. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, that's a lot of USD. That's almost one one-on-one session with Pio Tegu. Wow. Imagine that, George. Wow, okay. Isn't like the cruise ship like a way more expensive than that? Like surely the people on the cruise ship will have way more money than that. $800. You never bought before and you won the first one. 100% win rate? You take the 100% win rate and you go over to the bankers and you tell them, I have a 100% win rate. Invest in me. Then you take the money and then you run. Don't do that, by the way. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I better put my disclaimers out. My Atama is Itai desu. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyways, that's good. $800. Wait, are you on the boat yet? I guess it's not yet, right then. $800. Man. Like, if you have, like, not enough money to survive, and then you get a bunch of money, I can understand that, like, it's a... Oh, you're on the boat yesterday. That's great. I see. Premium Wi-Fi. So you're watching my stream on it. I don't know if it's worth the dollar bills, man. I don't feel like that's quite worth the dollar bills. Shouldn't you be enjoying the cruise instead of But then again, I guess you do need to take some breaks here and there. No, that's Onaka. This is Atama. My head kind of hurts because of my stupid ass work schedule here with the stream and my work, and my body just doesn't know when I'm sleeping and when I'm not sleeping. So it doesn't really wake up properly. It doesn't really fall asleep properly. It's kind of the issue. You know, after that talk with Ibukize, which is a viewer of ours. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things wrong, huh? Take care of myself. I don't know. Maybe if I have $800. I don't know. Maybe if I have $800, I would take care of myself. Oh, by the way, I'm only saying this because I know for a fact that you cannot send me money, just to be clear. I would be very komaru if people started sending me money when I start joking about it. I remember, like, one of the VTubers in the past, she joked about people sending money in. And then people just started sending money in. And she was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And then she made, like, I don't know, a couple $1,000s in one stream. Because the Aka super chat, the red super chat just doesn't stop. And she was very the komaru. The komaru desu. Very the komaru desu. Why $800 exactly? No, it's because Dodo over here, Lillian over here won. They won like $800, and then she got 1/3 of it. It's my stupid line right here. Yeah, if you guys send me money, if for however like I don't know how you guys are supposed to do that, because I'm not gonna let you guys do that. But if there's ever money coming in, I'll probably just save it up and use it for something related to the channel. I don't know, like making Fae a model or something. You know, maybe we can hire like an actual character designer and talk about certain character design ideas, so that her design isn't just like, I don't know, Gunner bait on my part, you know. Oh, show's here now. Should I also add a counter for Gunner? Should I also add a counter specifically for when show says count Gunner? Man, we need a weekly report. I should do a weekly, the bot should do a weekly report of like, this week, how many people said how many stupid things. Ko-Fi now? No, Igami, never. There is one condition where my hand would be forced. There is one condition where it would be forced. Actually, I guess there's two conditions where it would be forced. Neither of them are very likely, so I'm also not gonna say what the conditions are because it defeats the purpose. Don't put a counter. Don't worry about it, show. I'm planning to do a retroactive count, so I'm gonna go into the entire history of the server, and count from the very beginning. So don't worry, man. I've got you, man. I've got you. I've made sure that your efforts from the beginning will never be wasted. Tonight after stream, I'll also be collecting the stream statistics and recomputing the stream statistics for a presentation tomorrow, if you guys want to see that. And also, I maybe I can do a count, like who's the guy who did the most number of said the most number of certain things. Man, this scarf looks like shit, dude. I'm pushing the paint back and forth. I'm not doing anything. That's what you get when your atama is itai this. Yeah, tomorrow should be fun. Tomorrow probably is not gonna be drawing at all, by the way. Tomorrow is just gonna be screw around. I don't know if I'll have any guests tomorrow in at all. I might just screw around by myself or something. Or see. Yeah, don't worry, show. If you're truly innocent, you have nothing to be afraid of. Big Brother is here. Big Brother is here to look at all your chat history and figure out how much of a gooner you have been. Don't worry about it. The statistics would tell the true story, the whole picture. You have nothing to fear. So yeah, let me move off of the scarf. I'm gonna stuck here forever. Man. Don't worry, guys. Have faith. This is how officials get corrupted, you know? Like, this is like the moment where, hey, if you slip me 50 bucks, I can make the numbers go away. I can make the big scary numbers go away. Again, for the record, I'm only making jokes like this because I know you guys can't give me money. Don't try anything funny, guys. No funny business. Oh my god. What am I doing? Where did her arm go? No lines, no arm, broski. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh, but wait, do you even have my email? Obviously don't put it here, but like I don't know. My university email got locked out. A lot of other stuff is no longer available. I don't want money because it tarnishes the image of my characters, I feel like, for now. Like, if I make a video about like art studies and shit and whatnot, right? Then it provides a value that's not related to my characters and stuff. Then I think maybe, you know, a little bit of monetization doesn't hurt. It kind of helps, I suppose. Although, by the way, just for the record, in the history of this channel and all of his videos being made, and all the monetization that I've turned on, it's we've made like less than $100, I think. Maybe about like, I don't know. Last time I checked, it was $26 in the account. I can't even take it out because like, you need at least. You need at least what? I think you need at least $100 to be able to, for Google to bother sending it to your bank account. So, normal. But yeah, I don't want to take dollar bills because I want these characters to be as clean as possible. What does a hoodie look like? I don't know. Yeah, she doesn't want gold. Faye would probably just want stuffed animals and inflatables. You guys don't know that side of her just yet because I haven't really gotten to that side yet. But in due time, you guys will be introduced. I don't know what the hoodie seams look like actually. That is true. That is true. But it gives me stress is the thing. I don't like to be not accountable because that's how trouble arises, right? Like when people are put in a position of power or like position where you can do things and people won't find out, that's when all the bad stuff happens. And I'm sure if it's for my own stuff, I'll be fine. But then I also don't want it to just even be I don't know what you're talking about, Dodo, but I would suggest you stop right now. This is not the place for any email or any account names to be sent. And I say that with the utmost seriousness. This is not a joke. Yeah, I don't want to take money when there's no plans on how to spend it. I don't want to take money when it's not gonna be accountable. And I currently also don't want to take money for myself, right? Like that's the only reason that I can take money now is for myself because I want to just have money. But I don't want to do that. Then I only want to collect money for something, some kind of project, which I do not have any at the moment. So that also means that I don't have any reason to collect money. So that is that for now. What? How did I, what? How did I not pick the right color? What? How's that even remotely possible? Oh, it just looks wrong. Okay. Anyways, you guys don't have to worry about not being in the loop is the thing, because I literally don't have time off stream. If I do anything, it's gonna be here. So if anything happens, it's gonna be here. I don't even know what the shapes are. I guess I can only do really basic forms here. The rest will have to carry it ourselves here. Yeah, it would have been nice if this lines here. A little bit of lines here. But that gradient is actually not lighting, perhaps? Yeah, no, I thank you for the gesture, but it's all good, man. Again, this isn't about the money problem. It's always nice to have more money. It's not like I don't need money. It's just that it's not the right time, man. This is not the right time. Money makes things very complicated, always. I always see it that way because that's... I mean... when money exchanges hands, there's an expectation of certain things. And I don't like to just receive it for no clear objective. I get the support. And I've always said, like, honestly, you guys being here and talking and chatting in the first place, that's more than enough. That is way more valuable than money. I don't know how much you guys make per hour, but like, you guys are here for like 3 or 4 hours a day. Of course, you guys are doing your own thing too, but the amount of value I get out of just talking and just having ideas bounce off of even just my own monitor here, maybe sometimes getting a question here and there, that is a lot more than like, I don't know, like how much are you guys gonna, like, all the money that you guys intend to donate, I think. Yeah, when money comes in, it must come in on my it must come in for a reason, I think. If not, it feels like it's just a farm for like it's just trying to get money. Then that's not what I want to do here. It feels very wrong, I think. And this is I don't know, like this, what I'm saying here, I'm not trying to be like look at me, I don't need money, I don't want money from you guys, I'm such a good person. That's not the point. I want money. I want money. If I have more money, I can do more things, that's for sure. But I don't want to have unaccounted, like non-accountability, because it makes things very messy on my end. Right, and like no matter how strong, I'm not trying to say that I have an issue with money before. I don't have anything that I really want to spend money on. But I feel like, you know, like if we bring this to an extreme, right? You don't really put drugs in front of like a recovering drug addict. You just don't do it. Like they may be mentally strong enough, but they may be doing something. It's just not right to tempt. And in my case, it's not that serious, right? It's not like we have an issue here. But the thing is, like, it is still something that will like kind of sit there in my head, rent free, and slow the process down a little bit. I want to just think about art and that's it. And I want to keep this going for as long as I can do it. If I'm gonna die, if I don't get donations, I'm gonna die and I can't do art, then I'm gonna ask for donations, right? I'm gonna try and make this work. But otherwise, if I can keep money out of this picture, I want to keep it out of this picture as long as I can. And it also kind of I guess keeps my original promise true, which is I want to bring Rya to life with my own two hands here. You know, I mean, of course, that is not like I can't receive anything from you guys. I'm already receiving a lot from you guys, as I mentioned, so. But yeah, no money, I think. I don't really know. I think it's a stupid decision. You know, if people want to give you money, you don't take money. I think that's kind of stupid. But not now, I think. Not yet. When it comes time that we need money to fund something, then if you guys really want to donate so much, you guys can always set aside money for yourself. You know, if I ever bring something online, then you guys can donate immediately if you want. Otherwise, you know, if you guys need it on a rainy day, you guys have some savings as well. Courtesy of Rya. Nah, not really. Courtesy of your past self being frugal. Wait, is frugal the right word, or is that thrifty? Shit. Not sure. I had yeah, definitely do not do that, Igami. Do not do that. It's only gonna make things worse. I'm gonna have even less sleep. I'm gonna have even worse stuff. It's very bad already. No visual library to read this, to write the sequence here. We're just gonna have to bump around and figure this out somehow. Hello, Deemer. I have no control over this key, huh? I probably need to focus a little bit more. Let's lock this and bring this down. Why is this Y different? Why is the Y different? Some point in time, huh? It's too light. Well, nothing's planned for anything at all. If you're up to me, there probably won't be any events for a while still. Because they're too much of a distraction. Like Secret Santa took a lot more time than I thought it was gonna take. A lot of weekends had to be spent trying to figure things out. Yeah, the control sequence is different, huh? Why is that? I mean, I can put the magma board up. Like that's the bare minimum I can do. And I can make like an event, like a date where people can go and draw at the same time. But like I don't know if I will be there. It will really just be like a date that people can go, and that will be that. I want to avoid having any commitments at all, because it clearly messes me up a lot more than I expected to. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. It's not dark enough, I don't think. Yeah, no line art today. Other than the eyes, there's no line art today. I'm trying to figure out this without line art. Hello, the virus, by the way. See how far I can go. Oh my god. Oh, you mean like just keep it up thing? But actually, what's the current magma like even? Where's my thing even? It's called draw together. Is that full already? Let me see. God damn it. Why is that February 2026 and February 2027? What is this? Did someone make a new layer and then automatically renamed it? Wow. I mean, it's got some good shit in it right now. The current board. Oh, yeah, auto name? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. I just find it really funny. Oh yeah, I cannot remove it because I'm not logged in. Anyways, I can figure it out later. What did I get from Santa Claus? I don't know, probably a headache. At least the headache went away now. Huh. Okay, it's mostly gone, I think. Mostly for the most part gone. Oof. Wait, do Santa Claus give out the presents Christmas Eve, right? Is when he gives it out. So it would have been last night. But I was awake until morning. So, you know, also no chimney, no milk, and no cookies. I also not only locked all my doors, but blocked every single entrance. So no one's coming in anyways. But the bench is not looking at shit as well. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to resize the bench. I didn't think of like removing it, but I definitely wanted to resize it, and then can't be bothered anymore. Now I'm struggling with the shapes that we need to have for clothing. Spit on that thing. A lot of colors here. Oh man. Yeah, I guess Twitter is GG. Gotta go somewhere else. I saw a pretty good idea today. I mean, the artist didn't really post the art, but they posted a video recording. Not a time-lapse, but a video recording of them painting it. So with the hands and all. And then at the end, they did like a review where you have like a layer and then you use the clipping mask to hide all the colors, and then it reviews the colors in kind of like that. That was pretty interesting, you know. And then you can bring them somewhere else. I think at the rate that it's going, I'm probably just gonna make my own website and then just host it on my own website instead. I use social media to do some stuff, and then you know, maybe have like a lot more watermarks or something, and then I'll put it on my own website. And I can do stupid things, right? If it's on our own website, I can do stupid things like, for example, instead of having the image by itself, I can bake it into the background, including all of like a lot of random junk of like the UI design. So it's just literally in the middle of the thing. It posts it as a GIF. No, but the thing is, it doesn't really stop anyone from doing anything. Anyways, cause like a GIF, the ChatGPT can write you a script in like 5 seconds. To convert that from a GIF to JPEG again. The virus, basically, I think Twitter, X made it super easy to AI edit anyone's pictures because you can just like, it's just an option in the menu if you're using the app. It's just an option in the menu to edit image, edit media with Grok or something, and then it just sends it to Grok. So yeah, sorry, I kind of got a bit of a, my headache came back. Ugh. But yeah, there's been a bit of a mass exodus yet again. It happened before and then people left for a bit and then they all came back. This time people are deleting all their shit off of Twitter. I mean, the terms and conditions have been changed for months now, so it's not like that's really gonna change too much. Yeah, I can just make my own website for my own stuff. I can make it a little bit cooler. I remember in the past there was this Hatsune Miku concert webpage or something, and it was a very interesting scroll because as you're scrolling down, okay, I have to preface this by saying I hate it when people hijack the scrolling, because sometimes if you go to really artsy websites, they hijack the scrolling to the point where you have to scroll at a certain speed, or you can only scroll to certain checkpoints on the bar, or it doesn't go like vertically down. It goes like left, it goes right, and then it goes down, and then zooms in and turns around and flips it. It's kind of stupid. I hate it. This Hatsune Miku one had a little bit of that, but it was okay. Generally, it was still just going down, I think, if I remember correctly. And then it had a very cool background, and then it had characters that is like transparent characters that kind of stand around, and the text kind of go around it, or something like that. I always thought it'd be kind of cool if you can, like, instead of having visual novels, instead of having comics, right, manga, instead of having animated series or videos, you would have like a website where you kind of scroll down. It's basically like a novel, but you have characters sort of not just be like a separate image, but maybe they are interacting with the text somehow. Maybe the text wraps around them. Maybe the text changes colors. Maybe like there's, you know, like there's more design that can be done in the website, I feel like. Even though it's still static, it's still word-based, but there might be more visual elements that can be brought in and make the experience more interesting and more visceral. Somehow you can maybe make them feel the desolate, like let's say if a very cold environment, you can start changing all the text into something a little bit colder color instead of just usually the usual black color. If you have a room, for example, I actually don't know, I think that might be too annoying for the thing to start spinning around. But yeah, I wonder. In the past, I mean nowadays we still have it, but in the past there's like those desktop buddies where it's like this tiny little GIF that kind of moves around on your screen by itself. You can pick them up, move them around, drop them around, like that kind of stuff. You can do that on the website too. You can have Rya just kind of sitting in the corner, chilling. And then if you open up a menu, she can get up and go fetch something or something like that, you know. Because that's kind of what I want to make at the end of the day, right? Like a sort of world for my own character. And if I can't make it big, at least I can give them a nice website that they can kind of exist by themselves. It's like their own space. And then I can maybe take donations, right? We can just have the money go into the maintenance of the website and the servers. That's fine. Servers are kind of expensive. No, I haven't, George. Let me take a look. Yeah, like, I don't really like stuff like this. What? Did I break it already? I'm pressing, I'm clicking. Can you guys hear my spamming? Wait. Open image in new tab. Did I break it because I resized the image? Like, this is the thing with a lot of these more fancy stuff. I'm clicking it. Is something blocked or something? I don't know what. Oh, whoops. I remember making one of these like I think like, whoa, how long ago has it been? It's been almost 9 years, I think. It's like 2017. I think 2017 I made like a 3D website for myself for my resume or something. Yeah, why doesn't it work? I can't even click the buttons, by the way. It's not reacting at all. Yeah, it's not reacting at all. Are there things like blocking my inputs or something? Can I start deleting shit? Anyways, it's not working. Firefox? Is that why? I don't want to start my Chrome because it's gonna explode, but I'll check it out afterwards then. If it's website ideas, there's never a lack of it because of AWWW awards. You can just go there and start, you know, borrowing ideas. Of course. You know. Gotta make sure you return it though if you're borrowing one. I don't really know what to do with the shape, if I'm being honest. I do need references like that. PD games at a website, yeah. It's too jank. Like, as a... I know I do art, I know I do programming, but I think I'm still more on the programming side, more functional. Hello, Uni. So if I do make a website, it's gonna be speed-oriented. It's not going to be, to a certain extent, right? But I think if it's so slow where people have to sit there and wait for the thing to load. I believe all the big tech companies' threshold is 300 milliseconds. If you make the user wait more than 300 milliseconds, people leave. Like half the people will leave or something. That used to be a study, like they collected data. So they make the initial loading super light and then everything else gets loaded afterwards slowly. But then with a lot of these 3D websites, you have to load the whole thing and start it up in the beginning. That's why you always see these really long loading times. Which is not great. Yum yum yum. Yeah, I saw something on my timeline. Apparently people are leaving. Oh yeah, that is true actually. That is true. Wait, I should do that. It didn't occur to me that that might be a problem. Well, I know what I'm doing tonight. It's gonna be a lot of work though. I'm gonna probably automate the process then. I don't want to do it manually again. But then because it's in the bookmarks, there's no API to pull. I think this is gonna be a... There's gonna be a tiny little bot that just walks around the webpage and waits for it to load and scrub it. I might have to turn it on before I sleep or something. It's gonna take hours. Oh man, it's gonna take hours. Is Blue Sky any better? Blue Sky is decentralized. So, well, like, okay, so that's the governance side, which is how they want the platform to go. Currently, it seems like it's better, right? They're not doing AI stuff and stuff like that. And it's also decentralized, so I do believe it is decentralized, actually. I can't remember. I remember the original setting point was supposed to be, but I don't know if they changed after that. But decentralization means it cannot be taken down as long as people are up, I guess. But it's on return a little bit slower, I think. And exchange is quite a bit slower, it feels like. Very sluggish. I need to confirm this. Is it still decentralized? Authenticated transfer protocol. Open source framework designed to give users control over their data identity algorithmic experience. Federated, meaning multiple independent servers communicate with each other. So there's several core servers then. And then we have to check the consensus and all that. Pain, yes. Is it? I'm not very up to date with Blue Sky thingies. I just realized I drew different shoes than the one I saw. Yeah, I wonder what the limit was. But if you're doing it manually, Uni, and they still blocked it, that means the limit is pretty strict. So they should get blocked from... Oh, you must have been blocked on the Pinterest side then. Because Pinterest is actually taking in data, whereas Twitter would have just been loading it. There's no reason for them to cap it that much. Ooga. I don't know, this might be a useful thing. If I get something working that's decent, I can share it. You guys can just run it. Of course, I would suggest you guys to read the code. I'll give the code, right? It's not gonna be binary. But I would like a Python script that just starts a little web bot, a crawler that just kind of sits around. But you have to log in though. Yeah, it's kind of sus. Actually, no, you guys probably want to do this by yourself. You will have to log in. I wanted to grab. Let's get it to grab the art and then as well as the username and stuff like that. Then we can then I can keep a copy of everything. You should ask Chat. Oh, okay, yeah. ChatGPT is actually really good nowadays at getting shit like this done. But you do want to be able to sort of think along the lines, just in case, because it does do weird shit. You need to know what to ask it to do. And sometimes you might need to suggest fixes, because it might give you weird stuff that doesn't work. And you need to have an idea why. If not, it's always a loop. Kind of stupid. Nah, show that is a... I mean, you're of course entitled to your own opinion. Like, AI is not doing us any favors, for sure, as artists. But if you're just shutting it out simply because it is AI, it's you're losing out a lot of productivity and a lot of power here. I don't like what it's doing to the artist community. I don't like how it's making people copy a bunch of shit, copyright issues, and all that. But at the same time, if it were not for Mr. GPT helping me out at work, I wouldn't even have time to draw in the first place either. So it is tricky for me. Oh yeah, the RAM issue. $9,000 RAM. Where's my jacket? Oh, it's here. Jacket. I used to have better references for jacket. It's a little bit more fixed, the form. That's fair. I mean, it's fair. Bit of server? Server for what, George? Orgoon? Broski. What does that mean? Does that mean you're generating images? That might be a very dangerous thing to say right now, given the current state of the chat. What? What? What is my man's doing? Hello, George. The George that I know, the name George in my head is associated with Dream because of the manhunt. Oh, George! That's all I hear when I think of George. Oh my god. Save our pieces. We can have our own internal system. I mean, not a bad idea. That is like sorry, there's a whole mentality for this. I saw Mia talking about this yesterday in the voice chat, right? But he hoards a lot of data. There's a whole mentality with respect to this sort of data hoarding thing, where you keep a copy of everything. I forgot what it's called. That's like a name for it or something. Anyways, yeah. Oh my god, a lot of work to do. Need to get a backup going. Yeah, pop the bubble, pop the bubble. What would the hood look like, actually? I don't know. Yeah, it would never go away completely, for sure. As it stands right now, a nice pop would be nice. And then the markets go down, and I remember to buy, but invest in something that will go back up. That's not really related. That's just like not even adjacent, I guess. Buy things that's not related. Not financial advice, by the way. I don't know. I was thinking of like non-tax stuff, maybe. Because when the bubble bursts, surely everything is gonna go to hell, right? And then the guys that actually took a hit, which would be the AI bros, which would be the big tech companies, they would actually lose some things. Whereas the other guys that only went down because of the fear, they will just go back to where they were before, I imagine. I don't know though. I have zero trading advice, trading experience here. Maybe I'll buy some of those or something. I don't know. I don't know what they would be. Let me ask AI. Let me ask AI what I should do when the AI bubble bursts. Hey Grok, is this true? Hey Grok, explain this. Hey Grok. Hey Grok, what is in this image? What else is there? What other patterns were there? I kind of forgot. Hey Grog, do I have cancer? Yesterday, me and Lego Me, I was joking about Oh my god, joking about shit like this. Man. Actually, like I think. So with Mia, right? With Mia, we talk more about art stuff. With Lego Mia, we just talk more about stupid stuff. Like stupid stuff that's happening everywhere. Whether if it's AI or whether if it's like some other stuff. But it gets very offensive very quickly. So I don't think we can ever do that on stream. But it would be entertaining, I think. I always have a good laugh. Oh, if you guys want life advice, go find Lego Mia. It's very good. You guys do know he's streaming on his own channel for Legos and stuff. So he is also doing daily streams. Nowadays, if I have any nonsense that I want to figure out, I just ask him instead. I have some ideas and I ask him to see if it makes sense. His train of thought is very clear, is the thing. Yeah, I guess the newer viewers would not know who this is. That's his channel. Yeah, let me send his channel real quick. Alright, I'll tell him tonight later that I'm sending more viewers over. Take me home, country roads, to the place I belong. How many subscribers does he have now, actually? I can't remember. 18. Oh man, he is going. Last stream 15 hours ago. Yeah, look at that one. That was after we were playing games. He does some pretty crazy shit because he actually designs the actual Lego set himself. He's not like building people's Lego sets. He's he is taking like in this case and previous case, actually I don't know what he's making now. I should ask him, but previously he was taking Warhammer 40k ships. I think one of the Imperial ships, and then he was turning it into a model and he built it out in real life. Pretty cool stuff. He is the social glue that holds the club that he is in together, from what I hear. Kind of funny. You know, because everyone else is too nerdy. Doesn't really socialize very well, but he actually socializes really well. So if he wasn't there, I think that the club would have disbanded a while ago. You guys watch anime, you guys know that's like a minimum number of participants thing, right? For like Japanese clubs. Not enough people means your club GG. Gets nuked. So very important core member. Too lazy to render this probably. Oh my god. Is that right? Armor version. My god. So tired. 色変わってないか。まあ違うんだけど、そのつもりですけど。So this is what is going to happen, I think. So most likely for these larger pieces, the rendering is going to be just a wash. It's going to be absolutely a wash. And then I'm just going to put things roughly where they need to be. And primarily the exercise is more of just a going through the motions kind of thing, to go through the process. Because I don't think I can get better at painting these things unless we do very specific studies for each one of these. I guess in this case we could do each one, study each one, and then come back and paint it as well. That is also an option. The other way is to just treat these larger pieces as more of a practice for composition and colors. And then have the rendering studies be more localized and more manageable, like tinier pieces, because this is very big. Yeah, the balance and everything. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Not gonna expect too much here. That'd be too dark though. Yeah, where would the shadow even be? The light source is everywhere, broski. But even then, there will be places that are closer and further away from the source. Surely that would be the only difference left. Pretty dark though, it is pretty dark. but it's also in the foreground. And Banshees do kind of shit. Idea what I'm doing here. That's right. It's too wide, yeah. The shape is not right. Wait, it's back. Doesn't look right. Huh? Let's do this first. And down. It's not committing as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Oh, let's take it out first. Maybe you'll never drop out tablet. That's a great reminder for me to check, by the way. Let's see. Last one is 247, right? Today is what, 255? Oh, it's not looking too good. The longest we've gone without dropping it was like 10 streams or something. 12 streams. Wait a second. Oh. I'm slowly starting to piece together what I think is wrong here. The value range is probably too little. The original looked fine-ish though, but I guess the background wasn't as dark either. I made it quite a bit darker. I don't know, something doesn't feel right now, and I think it's definitely because of the values not being dark enough. But I also don't know if I want to darken it too much. The other thing I was kind of confused about always is just whether if during the painting process I should be painting and stuff like the glow on the tail here, for example. And I think right now I finally realize I probably like the way that I should think about it is I should just treat the I need to ignore all the overall final adjustment layers somehow. But it doesn't mean that I will keep everything really flat and dark either. There can still be gradients here. But then what would that be following? But anyways, that one I haven't quite figured out yet. But either way, right now. Yeah, it's not meant to be like super duper accurate, uni, in that regard. I think the original planning was... Where'd it go? It's just a very orangey glow in there. And there wasn't any specific reason for why, other than the fact that I wanted the colors there. Yeah, this will remain an overlay layer on top of everything. That is gonna be there. Those layers are turned off right now. Oh, right. Yeah, but because of the presence of these layers, I cannot paint the shinies in there just yet. So things look flat. So I'm just trying to reconfigure the brain to like ignore that because it looks different, right, from what I wanted. So it's constantly trying to tell me to do something, but I shouldn't do it now or something. What? No, if I paint it to be bright, like for example, right? This is the final target, right? This is how glowy it should be. So let's say the value of the scarf here is gonna be this value here. The brightest value here is gonna be this value. I don't want to paint it in now because it's gonna be applied later on by the overall adjustment, the overlay layer that's on top. I don't want to make it like this now, because then when I turn it on again, it's gonna be super bright, brighter than what I wanted it to be. So I cannot paint in this color here, even though that's the color that I want. Does that make sense? I don't know how this is supposed to be approached. Yeah, that is true though, that is true. The thing is, because I don't want to paint on top of the adjustment simply because the adjustment is a nice sort of, for example, a nice airbrush, round airbrush sort of shaped glow, right? If I paint on top of that, doesn't that... You don't have to. So you keep it on and then I see paint below, huh? So then when you pick colors, I see. So your color picker must be set to picking only from the current layer then. That also makes sense actually. Let me try that instead. Yeah, let me try that instead. That makes more sense, right? That makes way more sense. You can see it. So I pick from current layer. And wait, hang on. Oh, I see what the issue is. It's the lines being not there. It's kind of messing me up. Current layer and below, huh? Interesting. Looks like I don't have it here. There's current layer, top layer, and image. Top layer? It's interesting. I can make it so that it excludes specific layers, I think. Like if I set... I can lock those adjustment layers and then I can just exclude locked layers. Oh man. Oof. My head is still a little tight. That way, this way I do need like a lot of things on them. And then not having the line art is kind of messing me up too. I don't know how I should approach the... Because the border between face and the hair here is very apparent right now. In the original, that would have been the lines was holding onto the shape. Without that, I guess I would have to just make it darker. Dark enough to actually kind of stand out. But if that's the case, why am I not just drawing the lines in the first place? Do people actually draw this? People who don't have line art? There's lines there. Yeah, it's so I'm trying to have all the information and all the experiences on the table so I can consider all the different options properly at once. That's why I want to go through this process of not having any lines there first. Because inherently in my head, it makes more sense to just draw the lines first. So if you want to fix that edge there, right? I can use lines to fix that edge there. And if they're on a separate layer, if I paint, I never really touch them, they're always going to be there. But the downside is that it's kind of dead because it's everywhere rather than only in certain areas, I guess. I guess, but anyways, and then the other option is to not have any, and then I guess you would just paint in afterwards. I guess that will work. Anyways, I can't think right now, apparently. I don't know what I want to say. I don't know where I'm going with it. Very confused. Yeah, so currently, I'm also not sure if this is the contrast the values that I want. For some reason, this is quite different from Oh, wait, what? Oh no, I'm supposed to turn that off instead. Because the original one looks kind of okay. But I guess because the lines are kind of there to hold the values together still. Yeah, indeed. I didn't plan for that. Oh man. I'm really out of it because of my head. Yeah, that doesn't really matter right now. I think I just need to work from here, right? Like, I just need to do what I gotta do from here to make things look good. If the values are not enough, then I can always try to push it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. So now that we're here though, alright, Duvet, thank you. Oh, like adjust everything at the same time, right? Is what you're saying? Oh yeah, you did say adjust everything, Lamau. My brain didn't read that word. I see, yeah. That does make sense. I just need the darker stuff to be darker. The adjustment layers are where usually? No, the outside, I see. Should probably ignore that for now, actually. Right, yes. Thank you, Uni. Oof. Not sure though. Those won't work anymore because of the difference. I shouldn't need to change anything is the thing, because the original one looked good. So I don't know if it's because the back part got darker, but even without that, I feel like it was still a little bit more faint than I would expect. Could just be the shadow colors I chose was a bit too bright. But I did that because I was worried that if I made it darker, it's going to change the vibe that we already had before. That's why I kept everything as light as possible. Just enough to give it a little bit of form. But as a result, the values look really close. And we couldn't read it. But that's what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Change the hue. I mean, I know what you're talking about because different hues have different values at the same saturation, but like, both synthetic and color variation. Oh, I see where. So. Yeah, it does look great. I feel what you're feeling. It's why I'm kind of stuck. But it logically, everything was tuned before. So it should just work, you know? Like, and fit into everything. Maybe it's because we don't see the background anymore. The balance feels different yet again. That also makes sense. I'm trying to figure out where the gap is. Because like, if I kept the lines, for example. If I just had the lines here, would that have made any difference? How is this even outside? Bring it in. Well, tuned to myself is the thing, Duvet. Like, I like what I was seeing before, is what I'm saying. So previously it was like this with the lines on. And I like what I saw here. right? I like this balance that I had here. That's why I decided to go with it. And then I just took everything as is and I just made it bigger, right? So logically, what that means to me, what that feels like to me is I just render with the colors here, change as little as I possibly can, with just a little bit to add in the form, which is why the value difference is, the value contrast is so low right now. Just have a little bit of thing, and then if I put it back in, it should look fine. Because that's what, that's how it makes sense to me. But maybe because we don't see the back anymore, and maybe because I made the railings in the back a little bit darker, it'll end up being very different all of a sudden. No, but like I'm comparing it to this as well. I've been looking at it like that as well. Because when I do the color adjustment, I have to do it here. Is the thing. Because it looked good here. Like right now. So the only difference would just be the lines then. That's how I perceive it. Without the lines kind of holding it, because the lines kind of drops in that contrast there. And then the value, the colors themselves become a little bit less important at achieving that. So okay. Was it on top? No, these were on top still. What are these things on? Are like 50, 60, I see. That's about where we are at right now. Does this look the same? Hang on a second. Let me grab the back as well. Let me grab the exact same gray here. Oh, I guess I need to select a layer. Didn't change. what I mean, right? Like, so at this stage here, is this the same key here? Right. Volume wise, yeah, it's so different. That's the first here. So here. I get overblown. And it will get them in here? No, I'm pretty sure it's the lines. I'm expecting the lines because I did the original rough with the lines in there. The lines holding everything in there. Without it, it feels like it's not readable, right? The values are not enough. The value contrasts are not enough. But then with the lines, it's the vibe that I wanted. So now I'm trying to figure out if it's... like how I should deal with this. Because, does that mean... I don't know how to put it into words. That's why I haven't said anything. Because I don't know how to think of this right now. It's, yeah, I'm kind of confused because the so the shadow itself, so the shadow shape is fundamentally different from the line shape, right? Because line is always along the border and stuff, and then the shadows can have be kind of bigger, kind of smaller. So if the shadow is the one that we use to sort of up the contrast, I feel like the vibe of it would be this will be very significantly changed. Okay, you know what? That's kind of stupid. What I'm saying is really stupid. I did the alignment, right? I did the initial color rough and checking with the lines on. Therefore, it is that one that I like. So if I want to maintain it, there's only one option here. There will only be one option here, I think. And the other option will be to just turn off the lines and see where it takes me. But it's going to be a different direction from where we were. Or if we want to bring it back to where we were, it's going to take a while. I mean, that would be fine too, I suppose. This is very much in the beginning, like when you're sketching a face and you cannot figure out what's wrong with the proportion. And then trying random stuff. Maybe thicker lines, maybe further away eyes, that kind of vibe right now. I'm just wondering, like, because all of these other pieces that I've seen, yeah, I'm also contemplating painting over. So that's why what I'm trying to figure out is, can I have the lines underneath these two glows? Because currently, if I put them below, it's going to change the colors again. So I need to fix that. If I can get this to look like the original planning here, then all I need to do is just paint over that. Because then I have the colors already there. Right, I have the darker colors that I need, which is all these. Which I can also pick from here right now and paint it in onto the actual thing as well. That also would be an option, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I kind of hate painting in general, I think. But yeah, with the lines in, it gets a lot messier. It becomes a... I think it's worse. I mean, I just not touched the eye lines. Everybody else is just gonna be treated as a... But yeah, it would just end up being a paint over of everything. That means nothing is holding on to anything. Like, because originally, if I had a clean set of lines, right, we don't touch the lines, we just touch the colors. We don't ever have to worry about the edges getting smudged or changed. Or the other option is currently where we don't have any lines, but each individual shape is already locked. So we also don't have to worry about the edges again. If I were to have both now, that's like saying I'm gonna redefine all the edges. I'm gonna redraw everything. To some extent. I mean, we do have all the colors that where we need them to be fair. I mean, we did one pass with shadow colors. They don't look half bad with the lines on. So really, I could just do that too. And then there's one more complication here, is that this is still not being... Even if I do paint over the lines and the shapes and all the colors, the characters still have to be separated from the background. It's not like I'm painting the entire thing. So if, let's say for example, if I want to fix the edges here, I will have to fix it across 2 places then. But I guess I can always just lock it to just the colors that we have, and then that will be the end of that. Wait, what? Oh, this is still here. Whoops. And that would just be that. Yeah, honestly, with what if I were to go down this road, that's no different from merging everything anymore, because I'm just painting on top anyways. No point keeping all the separate layers below, because even if you change colors there, it's not going to be propagated properly anyways. I just feel like the reason why I haven't done anything is partly because my brain fog is kind of confusing me, but I also feels kind of conflicted because I wanted to go without lines, but then right now, because of the way that I did the color rough, it would seem as though if I go without lines, I'm just gonna be putting the lines back in. Always just do everything and merge it, but if you're merging it anyways, aren't you just... How do you keep the edges clean though? Like when you're painting on that one merged layer, you're just gonna go over each part, right? If you don't control your brushes. I suppose if you're duplicating and you keep a copy of the original, you kind of have like a selection mask that you can always use if you want. That is an interesting way to go about it, I think. Yeah. I see. That's interesting. Oh man. This is I'm gonna make a note of the nonsense here today. I mean, I guess that this is always gonna happen, right? Yeah, actually this always happens anyway. So the lines really doesn't just provide this, but it provides something else too. I guess what I want to see is, what does it mean to have no lines? Because there's always some kind of line, as far as I can see, in all of these, like more anime-esque stuff, right? Let me see if I can find any. Oh, you guys don't see this board, right? Like, how no line can you go, I guess, is my question now, because I'm so I don't actually know what I was expecting. I guess this is kind of part of the whole process of trying and failing, because my expectation before was I don't put lines and I will put them where I want them to go, and then we run into this sort of, hey, the colors look different now, the vibe view is different now problem. And then as I guess in the past half an hour, as I sat here and thought about it, it's because I did it with the lines and I'm expecting more contrast, which is no longer here. So then the next question is, because the original plan was to turn off the lines and only add it what I wanted, and now we are realizing that we just want it. Then the next question, I guess, is like, what does it mean to have no lines and just paint, I guess? So like, if someone just painted, like if they never even did any lines, like if a guy, for example, who did their rough directly in blocks of color, right, and then they just start painting, where would they put the lines? They will only put it on the, like, between values that are very similar, which is kind of what we have here, right? Because all the values are too similar. That's why I wanted all the lines. Okay, then it kind of makes sense. So what is my issue here? I think maybe I had this concept, this idea that because lines don't exist in real life, right? And it only exists, like, say, for example, between your fingers because of ambient occlusion, stuff like that. So I guess I was expecting lines to have another sort of reason to exist. Not just because you just want to separate parts, but because those parts will also naturally have something there. But then yesterday I did the thing with the paper, right? You put two pieces of paper on top of each other, and at a certain angle, they look like the same piece of paper. Because the edge of the paper on top doesn't actually catch enough light to be shiny or cast a shadow or something. So there will be cases where you simply put lines in because you want a separation, and that line doesn't really exist in real life. That's what stylization is. Right. So, like, okay, I'm just trying to clarify my train of thought, because in my mind, actually, what is going on in my mind? I feel like lines are entirely an artificial thing, but I also know that that's not true. So I actually don't know where the misconception is right now. I don't know why I'm kind of confused. There's this mental model of how I think about art and how I think about lines, and currently that thing isn't meshing very well with what I'm observing for whatever reason, and I can't put it into words. I'm kind of confused. But let's go back to something more concrete, right? So nothing's changed here, right? Lines you put in because you want to separate certain parts. That may not be already separated because of the shadow, because of the value, right? Maybe there's no ambient occlusion there, but you want the parts to be distinct. Put lines, right? That would be what that is. Right, if the character's wearing white clothes and your background's white, then you will be putting lines in there. But then again, if the background's completely white, I suppose you are already stylizing. Maybe I'm confusing, like, not having lines means being realistic. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe my mind was like, hey, I'm not gonna put lines because this is gonna be more realistic or something. And it could be, I suppose, right? In real life, then the paper experiment would just not have a line. And then we just have to live with that. And if that's not what you want, then you put lines there. And that's it. That's all there is to it. There's like no need to make it say, am I realism? Am I drawing realism or am I not drawing realism? I'm trying to make this simpler. So coming back to this is what, like, so in this case, I guess I did do the color rough with the lines. And I should keep the lines. But let's say the next time I did the same, let's say I do the thing now. Let's say this is part of the color rough process. And I want to not have any lines, but I still want to show contrast, but have the same vibe that I had in the other one. Okay. So that's a different problem. That's a different task. Right? So I have two paths forwards. Take what I have originally, make use of the lines because clearly it's already part of it, and I liked what I saw. Then I can either draw a clean set of line art and or merge it onto other layers and then do a paint thing directly just on top. Right? That's path number one. Path number two is turn off the lines now and treat this as part of the color rough process and figure out how to get back to where I was before. What is this vibe again? I don't know how to clarify. Let me see. It's just this. The vibe is just this. In the sense that there is, I guess, maybe I can put it as there is just enough contrast for you to understand what you're seeing, right? All the different parts of the characters. But it's super faded. I guess is what I wanted. Is that? I guess that would be how I would put it. I'm not, yeah, that's probably also part of the problem, not being able to verbalize it that well, that clear enough. It does feel kind of similar, doesn't it? It is still very similar, right? Because we didn't really break anything that much. Right. I mean, let me just write this down so I can reference this in the future, because I think I need it on paper here. So what's the problem here, right? The problem is the problem is simply just did color rough with lines. But you want to, I guess, render without, which then leads to a sort of right, the whole mood changing. And I mean, looking back, it's kind of stupid, right? Obviously the lines are impacting the whole evaluation, but then so what do I do here? So what is the description of the problem? The description is that the lines are providing a lot of contrast. Sorry, no, the description is that we want something that's a little bit more faded. As the vibe, which then implies that the value contrast is low. But previously, because the lines are there, lines are in rough, provided a lot of contrast still. That's why we can see, right? And then after that, when we remove the lines, we're like, why does it look like we can't see anymore? It's like kind of stupid. No, wait, hang on. This is not done yet. So it provided a lot of contrast. As a result, the colors themselves end up being, having no contrast. Also, simply because we are also did not do rough with shadows. Yeah, the lines are also really thick. Indeed. Dark plus thick. Right, so that's the problem. So now without lines, and then we wanted to render without lines, and then we're like, why can I not see shit anymore? Alright, okay, that's how I was gonna say. Why does it take half an hour for me to figure this shit out? Anyways, so render without lines. Man, this is like that one bicycle meme where the guy just puts the stick into the wheel and then falls over, and it'd be like, what? Like, Yeah, can't see anymore. I wonder why. Okay, so now what? Two options. Use the lines or don't use the lines. And we can use the lines by painting over everything. That's one way. Or I can pick the colors, turn off the lines, and then I guess paint in edges that I want. That could be more interesting. Maybe we'll go this route rather than just using it directly. Could be an interesting path to try. Not necessarily gonna be more efficient or less or better. Just a different path, I suppose. And then see how that feels like as a workflow. And the other option would be to just try and tune it from here on out without looking at the lines again. But then I think we'll just end up on something similar because that's the one that we wanted from the beginning. That's the one that we did it previously. So I guess it's more likely that we end up in the same spot than not. Yeah, if I use the lines out, I guess I'll just put in the same thing that I did before. Would I not? I'll just be drawing it again. Except I guess there is no sort of inherent bias from seeing the lines already being there. I can kind of re-explore and then put in new lines and maybe only put in the bare minimum number of lines required. That could lead to something new, I guess. So maybe I'll give this a shot this time around. And then next time around we can just be a little bit more aware of, you know, the stupid mistakes that we made today. Or like yesterday. Instead of the day before. But yeah, I guess that would be that. I guess I'm gonna paint with the lines off or something, and re-explore. But I would just make use of the colors that I do have with the lines, because this, I guess, is the value sort of contrast and the setup that I wanted. So we get to re-explore a little bit, but still use the colors that was pre-approved, I guess is how I would put it. Oh man. It makes me rethink the shapes, because when I draw lines, I don't really think about the underlying form too much sometimes, especially like hair. Like what's happening here, I didn't know. But then now I guess I kind of have to be like, yeah, you know, yeah, like, so now what do the lines represent then, if I'm doing it this way? Do they represent anything in particular, or am I just still just drawing lines? I guess it depends on the case, right? It could be just lines, it could also represent like ambient occlusion, like some darker areas, maybe. Yeah. I suppose that's gonna be how it is, I guess. Yeah, indeed. That was the idea that I was thinking of. That if I turn off the lines and I just paint it, I now have the flexibility of choosing where I want things to be more higher contrast, right? To where people will look at. But I guess I was just like very underprepared for when the lines turned off. That's why I got so confused. I don't have to treat it the same way as I treat lines. Oh, that's interesting. That's like a new third concept then. Because in my head, this color that I'm using is either going to be a line or it's going to be some kind of a dark shadow in order to justify the lower value here. So this third idea of just where I want things to pop out, even if I want it to pop out, I will need to have a reason to put it there. And the only two reasons I have would be to either a dark shadow, because like ambient occlusion, or it's just because I want lines there. I don't know what other way I would I can think about it. Think about it, like you can smooth the lines out. I can smooth the lines out. Wait, are we talking about the value of the color that we're using, or? Because I guess I'm mostly still kind of hung up on this, the fact that we are using pretty dark values here in areas where I'm not really expecting it to kind of exist. So mentally, I feel like I have to justify that, hey, it's just like line art, no different, right? Oh, it doesn't have to be hard algebra. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. That we can like smooth like maybe the ends of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is my brush doing, man? I can have like a little bit more play in it, right? It's just that currently I only want hard edges actually. There are some softer edges here from the markers, but I do intend to go through every bit and just go cell shading for now. It feels like it's a bit easier to digest. And then the softer edges will come. I'll do a second pass yet again to figure out, hey, do I want like a bit softer color, softer edges here or something like that, you know? Was that the plan? Actually, I can't remember. I think I had a plan somewhere at some point in time. Basically something like split every single portion of the thing as much as like up as much as possible. So you go in for like one color, going for one shape, and then just keep everything hard edged. And then when everything's done, we come back in again for like textures. We come back in from like softer edges. Something. Anyways, yeah. Now what? I guess like we only need a little bit here, and it's okay. Yeah. So this looks interesting, right? Like this is way less than the number of lines that we had previously, but it really feels a little bit better. Like looking at this area, I feel like I can see it a little bit clearer. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be a whole process. I think now looking back at the whole situation, I think it makes a lot of sense. Right? I wanted to try something new, and as a result of trying something new, I discovered that there's this gap in my understanding of like how I was doing things. It's just that for some reason I got really caught off guard by what I was seeing. I'm like, I already sorted out the colors, why is it not working? But it's like, yeah, of course. Okay. We did take out the 80% of the image on top, right? But I guess it's the 20% of the pixels here that would, as you know, the line pixels that were the biggest issues, causing me to get super confused. But now we know. Took like an hour to try to finally verbalize and formalize this issue. But next time we need to fix this so that it doesn't happen. Something. So what do I want lines now here? Okay. So I can't see the difference between the clothing and the thing, but I want to put the lines maybe on the clothing instead. I could just do that now. Right. Yeah, like I would like to see artists who draw with no lines, basically just shapes. I have seen those too, like super stylized as well. Like I wanted to see what the decision making is like now, because where do they decide? How would they separate certain shapes if they don't have any lines? Are they just setting up lighting in a specific way that doesn't work, or do they compromise and only on those areas? What the balance of the overall image is like, you know, where, how many edges would have lines, how many would not? How does that feel like to look at versus someone else? Yeah, this is very interesting. Because I'm looking at other stuff, like I have this giant ass board, right? This stupid ass board that's very outdated now. But hey, you know what? Now that I've sorted this issue out, at least we've verbalized it. It's a bit clearer, and what this issue is. I do want to revisit Duvey's recommendation because I do remember Duvey. I haven't forgotten. Let me bring up all these Duvey's recommendation. Oh, where is it? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's called Child Out. A very sus name indeed. Wait, what? Tony Infante? Let's see. I'm just gonna start with Dubey's one just because. Let me go back down to the latest message. This header? God damn, bro, this is kind of cursed. Are these words? What am I looking at? This looks like words, right? It looks like dot and something else. Artsiest anime artist I've ever seen. Oh, sorry. Oh, Tentiki. Wait, hang on. Let me push the links out first real quick. Where is... General EN, no, not General EN. It's under Art Resources, Stuvey's Dailies. Here we go. I feel like I recognize the name though. Watch Pluvium. A very body horror kind of vibe. Also kind of explicit. Kind of explicit, but it's too artsy for YouTube to care, I think. Oh, this is well, okay, someone's getting freaked out. Wow, okay. Oh, very interesting, Duvey. Like the themes of each one is so strong that I don't even have a chance to really look at the rendering at all. It's just so encapsulated by the subject matter. Okay, anyways, thank you, Duvey. Oh, wow. How about this side? Oh my god, what am I looking at? Is this leak? I'm so glad I don't recognize it. Anyways, thank you. Okay, this one's a bit too complicated. My brain's not processing it at all. I need to see something a little bit more Right, so... But there's always good contrast, right? I guess, like, between all these different shapes. So if I think about this logically, right? You definitely need contrast for people to see things. Number one. Number two, if you're drawing something, you want people to see things. Okay, this is going somewhere, right? It's going somewhere. You need contrast to see things. You want people to see things when you draw something. So you definitely need contrast. So it's the balance of contrast. I'm looking at this and I feel like there's always enough contrast so you don't really need lines to do anything. It's always very clear where one part sort of ends and begins. But I guess, okay, so this part is gone because it's not important. But this works because it's only this part that is gone. So the issue that I was facing before is because everything is gone. That's why it's not good. That's why it feels weird. Everything is gone. But maybe this is where the other 80% of it came into play. If I turn off the lines in this other one, it probably isn't as bad. Because there's still enough contrast, kind of. But this part is also kind of gone, I guess. So yeah, anyways, it's just because this entire part is meant to be... Anyways, I don't know if this makes sense, but I'm still... I just feel like because our art that we're dealing with is, like, say for example, entirely in this bright region. So not having lines or something is very detrimental because that is the focal. But if it's the focal, then it should just simply have enough contrast that it isn't a problem. If you want to have no lines. I guess that is what it is. Yeah. It's like once it becomes the focal, it needs to have contrast to see anything at all. It's just that previously you can maybe construe it as like it's not necessarily the focal, right? That whole image maybe didn't really necessarily need a focal point. But then now if there's no focal point, there's also, I guess it really is the buildings adding to the whole thing. So... Like what? Wait, hang on. So... Yeah, it is kind of spammy. It is kind of under testing. I can make it so that it doesn't talk in general, is the thing. I've been trying to figure out, I've been talking about it to George just now before stream started. It is, oh my god, Shanko. Yeah, I thought about this. I knew this was gonna happen. But I just wanted to let it sit around for a bit. But we can make it silent. We can make it only talk in the thing. We can make it so that you can use a command to see how many times you've said 6, 7. Let me just stop it right now for now, because it's gonna take a while before I can get my hands on the code and then try to fix it afterwards. But anyways, make it 5 minutes. No, there's no reason to. I mean, like I can do even stupider shit. I can make it spam in DMs instead, assuming you guys allow DMs, of course. But so that you're the only person who gets spammed. Is that just Rembrandt? Is that just a D Rembrandt? Rembrandt. Extreme contrasts between light and dark to create drama, depth, and emotion. Oops. I see. So I just want to wrap on here. I want to see if there's anything else here. Like all these are very... I need someone who is in a similar vibe, because all of these images are all very dynamic. The lighting and everything is meant to be in that way. It's meant to be noisy. It's meant to be powerful. Oh, I've seen this piece before. That's why it's fine, I feel like. That's why it's fine to not have lines and so on and so forth. I want to see what happens when the value is being limited to a very small range, and then how people solve that problem. I think I have people like that in my giant board, but yeah, traditional, huh? Like such a loss, and I suppose some parts in light. I see. Yeah, so all of these guys are the direction is all very different, I feel like. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Uni. And then who's this artist that Duvet is talking about? Oh, we've been here? We have been here, it looks like. What? Left and right. Which way is right? This way is right. Oh, okay. Right. Between the air conditioner and between the walls, there's a very thin line there. In real life, I don't think it would have existed, because the angle of the light implies that the this corner here, even though it has a curve, right, it should catch thereabouts the same light, I guess. It feels like the light is hitting it around that corner. Maybe one side will be brighter than the other or something. I feel like that line there is definitely not gonna be that apparent in real life. So, sorry, what am I doing here? I kind of forgot what I wanted to figure out. Oh, right. But they're in... Okay, but this artist is inherently very... There's always lines, right? I feel like. There's always lines everywhere. I want to see people who don't have lines. Where they are forced to put lines. If they're forced to at all. I think that is the idea here. Not that it's necessarily that necessary to find an artist like that, but I think it'll be interesting. Because we have artists that always use lines. We have artists that don't seem to use lines, but they use very intense lighting to make sure that the focal and everything that needs to have enough contrast always have enough contrast. But what if you don't have lines and you don't have contrast? Then where are you forced to put lines, right? So it would be like this then. Because all of these colors would have merged together if not for these lines here. I mean, these don't need, I guess, and these already have contrast. Even though the color is kind of faded, it still has a decent amount of contrast. Actually, how many points is that? Let me do my numbers again. Still like 20-ish points. Over here, it would have been, yeah, like 5 points of difference. It would have been barely noticeable if it were not for these lines here. Just scrub it out. Still kind of noticeable, I suppose. How many? What is my nonsense here? I think. Oh right, Oh, I color picker, right? I forgot. It's 15. Anyways, good to know. I guess this is the best example that we have, like right now. Like this is because of the way they draw it, right? It's always kind of faded. It's always kind of hard to see. It does feel kind of hard to see, honestly. It does feel like it's a very similar kind of problem. Right, hue changes too, right. Right, the hair was slightly different hue, right, with the skin. A little bit pinker. A little bit, I guess, bluish in that regard. Am I learning, guys? Is this progress? Hey, chat, am I learning? Oh my god, that's a very thick border. I did not see that. Huh. Wait, if I take this and I just gradient map in like into some kind of monochromatic vibe. Yeah, it's gone, right? Okay. So this is what Uni was talking about, right? This is what you're talking about with the hue too. Although I guess in this case it might have made it a little bit brighter and then lower the contrast some more. Oh, I should do it the other way, right? If I make it black and white, I could have just make it black and white. I made it disappear. Oops. Yeah, so this is a better comparison. So without the hues now, it's yeah, you can't even see much. So the darkest here is like 67 up to 79. No, up to 97. There are 30 points of between the darkest and the brightest. A lot of the in-betweens are like just a couple points difference. Okay, so what did I learn here? You need contrast to see things. You want to have contrast on your focal. And if you can do it with values, that's fine. Sorry, if you can do it with shadows and just colors and painting, that's fine. If not, you can always add some lines. Doesn't really matter, not too important. So bringing it back to for myself, right? So the whole reason why I didn't want to use lines, because I always use lines and I wanted to see what it was like without lines. And I guess as a result of this fucking around, we found out some new stuff that we can learn for ourselves. And as for whether which direction we go in, it's still kind of is up for debate, because it depends on how this current one comes out, I suppose. Yeah, so if the current one, where I do the bare minimum quote-unquote number of lines required to make things read, comes out to look better than just using lines everywhere, then maybe I'll go for this. Otherwise, I'll maybe stick to just using a bunch of lines. I think that's the conclusion to this whole discussion today. I think hue variation is it's too tricky for me right now, I think, because as it stands, I think just in general, the even just having like no hue, like what we have here, right, it's already taking quite a while for me to sort of push it out. I think hue separation variation down the line, I definitely want to try that. I definitely want to try it, like putting blues and like really saturated stuff into shadows or something, like stuff like that. Like there's like pink here and all these. This is a bit insane, I guess. You kind of need to do that for everything in order for it to really work. But yeah, you see, Uni, that's kind of the point though. Yeah, what I wanted was the gray, is the thing. In this specific case, I wanted it to feel really dull, except for the one area where there's very sort of kind of unreasonable amount of saturation there. That was the target. Sorry, 6 what? I did not say the forbidden number. Where did my lines go? Okay, here. Yeah, this one particularly I wanted. So I think I'm gonna stick to just really simple colors first, and try to make it show what I wanted to show first. And then as I do more of this, more colors, more and everything. So more comp, more playing around with the colors, and then setting the mood that I want. And then as well as the actual going through with the rendering, running through that process. Even if the rendering is not the best, but as I go through this process here multiple times and get comfortable with it, at some point I will want to challenge myself to put in more colors, right? Yeah, I think I need to be able to. The putting in more colors thing, the biggest problem is always like in my head, it's very hard to do that first stroke and leave it there, because when you put in the first big blob of sort of crazy color, it stands out so much that it distracts me a lot, and I cannot see that sort of future final version where everywhere kind of have an equal or a balanced amount of saturation and hue change and variation. And I think getting a little bit better at doing the color, the just basic colors, might help me envision and see things down the line before I can try to tackle something like this. Also, probably more studies are required. But yeah, that kind of makes sense. So, what does this mean for me? Well, I guess we just do whatever here. See how it goes. And then try something the next time, I guess. Same idea, different idea, either way. But yes, thank you for all the feedback and the contributions though, everyone. Today ended up not being too much of like drawing progress, mostly just talking it out. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess through this process, I'm gonna find out exactly where I feel like there's not enough contrast, like where the threshold is. I wonder if that's different. That has to be somewhat different for everyone, right? Maybe not different enough to really make that big of a difference. Actually, what value is this right now? 55. So it's like 20 points off of the nearest. So if I do 20 points down in the lightness, oops. So this is what I want then. Oh wait, hang on, sorry. This one is because it's all underneath the glow and it's kind of getting new. Wait. Oh no, this is way more than that then. Oh, not really. What? Anyways. Huh. How'd that work? I mean, I don't know, man. But I figure it out. I figure it out. Next year in December, I'll be like, yeah, we figured it out. It was really simple after all. I figured it out. Oh shit. Am I ever gonna make the video and be like, hey, I streamed for I streamed for 1,000 hours. This is what I learned. I don't know if I ever end up making the video. You never feel ready, you know? You just always feel like you're still very lackluster. Never ready. You see, Uni, wouldn't you like to know? Come back tomorrow for the stream stats stream. I have to remember. So today after I hop off stream, I'm going to collect the stream stats. Oh dang, Igami. Is that in total or is that this year? That is very commendable. 1,000 hours there. Oh, was that like your estimation of my numbers, Igami? Is that your estimation of my numbers? I see. Yes, come back tomorrow for the stream stats and also the secret. Oh, okay, right. I didn't even notice that. Right, Uni. I think. Are you hating 6-7 more just because of the bot spamming in the general? Yeah, I thought 30 seconds spamming. I didn't think anyone was crazy enough to actually start spamming it. But I guess we do have two individuals who really enjoy 6-7. George, why is your count 25, dude? What the? I pinged Shonko and Deemer for spamming, but like you have 60, you have 25. What? It's okay. I'm gonna. Don't worry, Uni. I will take care of the bot. I don't like it spamming either. This is also very spammy in my opinion. I'll get onto fixing it. Like you guys are not behaving. You 6-7 people are not behaving. You know what? I can leave it in there, right? I can leave it in there and I can actually time people out. The bot has admin rights. The bot would just time people out if it detects that you're spamming. If the past 3 messages is all 6-7, or if you've been saying too many 6-7s in the past however many 6-7 minutes, for example, you get timed out for 6-7 minutes. And all you see are the rules. And in the rules, the funny thing is, I think the rules doesn't actually say anything about the... Did I account for spamming in the rules? Oh, it did say no spamming. Okay. Wow. Pass me as yes, I... Yeah, that is basically what I'm doing. I love it. This is great. This is such a... Yeah, this is exactly what I'm doing. I love it. I'm gonna rein it back a little bit, but You know, you gotta teach people self-control. I'm trying to justify this. Hey, you gotta teach people self-control. So you gotta tell them that, hey, you can do things, you know, but there's a consequence. So what did the virus do? Oh, number 1. See, the virus is on the board. Why is this not getting darker? Am I... What am I picking right now? Display color. Oh, I'm picking display color. That's your first time? Thank you. Thank you for giving my bot a try. I hope you have enjoyed your experience. What did you get? By the way, the message, as you guys have figured, is random. And there's a total of 10 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 of them. I asked ChatGPT for 10, it gave me 12. Great. Anyways, thank you guys for using my bot. I wanted to turn this bot into something that's like, you know, you can query it for your own stream stats or something. It's like how many streams have I been to, and then you can ping it in the bot spam channel, of course. And then you guys can ask questions like, oh, how many streams have I been into? How many messages have I sent? I think it's like interesting stats, you know. You see, I saw your requests, Igami. That's not a bad idea, right? Like having the bot automate something. But as the biggest issue is the themes, the weekly themes. Who's gonna decide that theme? Because like yeah, like, are we gonna have someone that plans it out every week, right? That's a lot of work. Are we gonna plan out all at once and just have it loop? Might get kind of boring, right? We can't have like big themes. It's like just anatomy, hair, and like colors and render, but it's too vague, you know, like it's too vague. And no one's leading it, no one's teaching anything, no one's guiding anything. So at the end of the day, it becomes like someone has to do something. Like that's the part. Like someone has to put in the work to curate either references, to organize the like something more coherent, I guess. What's the better word? Like a gotcha for like what to do that week. Oops. Am I broken? No, no. Why am I painting with this line art brush? Oh no, it's because I'm kind of drawing lines. But I was drawing lines with something else just now. Oh my god. Somehow inconsistent, but it means you can do anything with the theme. Okay. So let me think about this, because what I'm thinking is that if there's not enough sort of accountability almost, if it feels so random, like just like, oh yeah, you can do it, you can don't do it, it's kind of random. I don't know if necessarily it'd be providing that much value, but I mean, I guess sure, like okay, let me think. We can generate like a bunch of random ideas, like for people to draw or study. Put it in there and it just kind of gotchas its way. You guys, like, it's just like a random thing that pops out, I guess. And then we can, yeah, I guess we can adjust stuff based on feedback, right? I can give that a try. I mean, ChatGPT is gonna be the one writing the code anyways. Oh, I see. This is picking... Oh my god, it's kind of a pain, yes, if that's the case. See, that's why it's not picking colors. I need to find... So currently, if we want to bring the bot online, I need to find a place that can host the bot. And currently, I don't think the cost of hosting it is going to cost too much. Because I think it's like $4 a month. It should be fine, but I have to load test it a bit. By I have to test it, I mean you guys would probably find out at some point if it fails, if it like screws up or something. But yeah, we can do that. And then in terms of the bot's ability to sort of send messages like that, I probably would take it off of general at least. I think I'll limit it to either the bot spam channel or just the and the voice chat channels. Because yeah, no. As fun as it is to bait people to time themselves out because of the spam, we should probably just make sure that the chat itself is not spammed too much, too badly. How do gloves look like? I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Igami, by the way, for the for the suggestion, because you're really quick, right? You saw the bot and then you're like, oh yeah, we can use this for something. That's great. If anyone else has any ideas as well, just feel free to send it out. Feasibility, I think for the most part should be fine, unless you're talking about like some super hardcore gamifying experience and stuff like that. It's okay, Igami, I'll type. Things are taking shape a little bit more now, I guess. Things? Kinda hungry again. What did I eat for dinner? Oh, I ate 1 carrot and rice. Right. Singular carrot and rice. It was a big carrot though. Fancy carrot? Are there fancy carrots? No, I'm just like a normal carrot. What's a fancy carrot? The tiny? No, it's a big one. It's a big one. I don't like all the tiny carrot, tiny tomatoes, tiny nonsense. Just give me like the normal thing. Why is it tiny? Is it more nutritious or is it just like fancy? I don't like fancy stuff. Like I feel like a lot of these fancy stuff I can't really eat. Like a lot of fancy seafood I cannot eat. I just find them a little bit too exotic. Like the taste is too exotic. I guess I'm just not used to it. I apparently have a very cheap sort of taste palette. I only like processed food. I like processed food a lot. I like sausages, like McDonald's sausages. I like the fake crab meat. Those crab sticks. What else do I like? I like sausages. I like fish balls. I like all the processed foods. Oh yeah, processed cheese. I get 2 processed cheese in my breakfast sandwiches from McDonald's every time. It's so salty. It's so... It feels so unhealthy. But it's rabu rabu desu. Rabu rabu. Very rabu rabu desu. I rabu. Yeah, like I'm basically currently trading health for stream time and progress on art, basically. That's the burn that we're doing right now. And this year is kind of shown that it's very taxing on the body. And at the rate that we're going, I don't know if I can last 1 more year. Likely next year, I probably won't be able to do it every day. I would try to do it every day. But one of 3 things will probably get in the way. Either health, either work, or I need to find like build more relationships and stuff. Pre-made meals and you just microwave. Viable. I think it's viable. I could give those a try actually. I've never really considered it. I think previously I thought that those were not healthy, right? But like now that where I've gotten here at this point, after 255 streams, that is more healthy than like half the things I eat, at least. Definitely healthier than half the things I eat right now. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. My coworker, my manager was talking about how during when he was a university student, his roommate bought this thing called Soylent. Like Soylent Green, as in like from the movie. Right, in the movie, this Soylent thing that people were eating, this meal replacement Soylent thing that people were eating was actually just recycled human. Like all the dead people, they turn it into food, right? And then somehow this company thought it was a great idea to use the same name for their own meal replacements. That is kind of unhinged behavior to me. But it's been around for a really long time. So I guess it's decently successful. You know, they haven't... no one's gotten, like, you know, there's no lawsuit. I want to phrase this a little bit more tactfully because I don't want to get sued, but, you know, they've been around for a while. They're still around. Surely their food is at least safe to eat, right? You know, that's what I'm thinking. But what my manager said was that it's not great. It was very... okay, let me choose my words here. It was rather unappetizing. They ate it and they don't feel like eating anything else anymore. Presumably because it's like a liquid that you drink. Oh, is that right? Before the movie? I thought the movie was really old. Wait, hang on. Yeah, Soylent Green is 1973. And Soylent itself is from when? I think it's like 2010s, was it? 2013, yeah. Yeah, it's been around 2020. It's 12 years now. It's been around for 12 years and it's still around, I guess. Their website has very interesting reviews. I mean, a lot of people praise, like, it comes down to like a flavor thing. If you go onto their website, right, there's like this chocolate milk flavor. There's this chocolate milk flavor that's sold out and everyone is praising it. And then there are like other bundles where people are like, do not buy this. It tastes really bad. It tastes really bad. By the way, I feel like this is kind of working. I kind of like this whole no line, but then you add some line somewhere here and there kind of vibe thing. I do kind of like it, actually. The shapes and stuff, I think we'll just have to wait for... They named it on purpose? Okay. That's on them, yeah. GG. Yeah, was I like Hello Fresh? Is that one of the other companies that does like pre-prepared meals and stuff? You know what? I'm gonna Uber Eats McDonald's right now. I can't find my Uber Eats app. After all that talk. After all that talk. McDonald's. Oh, you make it yourself? Oh, right, right. If that's the case, I'd rather they make it for me. I guess. I feel like shipping pre-made food is probably easier than shipping fresh food for them. So it wouldn't actually even be more expensive, right, if it's pre-made. That's from an outsider's point of view into the industry. Industry. Okay, this reads a bit better now. Yeah, I don't know if it's as much as I would like it to be, but it's at least better. Well, I've never expected this to be successful anyways, if I'm being honest, because it is the first one we're kind of tackling that's a little bit more ambitious with more stuff. Even though the colors is the same as what I did like 2 years ago with the comic cat piece, but anyways. I'm gonna have to hop off earlier today, I think. I want to get the stats done, because I do have to wait for the script to pull data down. Why is George drawing Labubus? And also fix the stupid chatbot. Make these themes. What do you mean they're cute? You saw the video I sent, right? Which has nothing to do with the actual thing. But La poo poo. What a sentence. La poo poo. Guys jealous cause I got the secret? What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? You guys having fun in the chat? That's great. Too tired right now. I kind of want to eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I want to eat something that's sweet and artificially flavored to taste like strawberries right now. That's what I want. Should I go for a walk down to McDonald's? Am I gonna get shot? Oh my god. I'm scared. Anyways, I think I'll hop off here. Well, I'm in Vancouver, so I probably get shanked or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll like. Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of the dark. Yeah. I kind of like that we're just sitting here and chatting, but I think I should probably head out. I'm gonna go fix my scripts and get some stats ready for tomorrow. Something interesting to look at, I guess. And I'll see you guys tomorrow where I go over all the Secret Santa. I think we still have one person who haven't sent it. I need to check in with them. But otherwise, it's been pretty successful. Yes, thank you guys for coming. Unfortunately, not much progress, but we'll get there. Have a good night, guys. Merry Christmas is kind of late, I guess. Even for me, it's already not Christmas, but happy holidays still. And see you guys tomorrow. God, so I feel kind of dizzy. For some reason, I'm running out of breath. But goodbye. See you guys.